Brothers and sisters, we're very happy to have Oh Kwang Sunim with us tonight. So before we begin, I'll give a short introduction of Oh Kwang Sunim. So Kwang Sunim is from Serbia, Yugoslavia. In 1998, he was ordained in Poland by Zen Master Songsan. And between 1991 and 98, practiced Vipassana in Thailand and Sri Lanka. And in 1998 to 2015, he participated in many 3-month retreats in Korea, Hwagesa, Sudongsa, Musangsa, Todongsa. And in 2015, he established Mukdoam Zen Center in Serbia. 悟光法师的Mukdoam Zen Center in Serbia. 悟光法师呢，来自塞尔维亚南斯拉夫，于1989年于波兰在崇山禅寺的座下出家。1998到2015年曾于韩国华基寺、无上寺、通度寺及其他寺院修行。2015年与塞尔维亚成立那个莫寺庵。Without further ado, let's welcome.
So in Chinese it's Mo Se An.
Mo Se An.
Mo Se An. How?
Mo Dao.
Dao.
Mo Dao.
Mo Dao An. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now you already know everything about me, and maybe you expect that I have great experience, but I must humbly start this thing because I'm not really anything like a qualified teacher. I'm just somebody who spent a lot of time in the monastery and has a very little experience. So I will try to share that with you. No big expectations. That's what I want to say.
所以大家听了这个简介呢，可能大家都对我有很大的期待哦。不过我只是想告诉大家，就是说我不是说是一个合格的导师，只是说我在修行方面有很多年的经验，所以今天呢是跟大家分享我的经验。
On top of that, actually, my flight is tonight, so I have to leave maybe around 9 o'clock, and so we are also limited in time. I was thinking very hard, how can I make a good talk in a short time?
那其实今晚呢，我还要乘搭飞机到美国去，9点可能就要离开这里了。我想了很久，要跟大家分享些什么。
And the thing I came up with is to talk not so much the usual story, I'm from this and that country and I decided to save all beings because I know I cannot do that, or I decided to stop suffering because I'm still suffering. I'm actually trying to tell you how I see what is the importance of Buddhism for our times and what it means, because for the last 2 years I started teaching Buddhism in my own country. I wanted to share what are the qualities that I feel that people in the countries like Serbia need to learn from Buddhism.
那我今晚呢，不会跟大家说我来自哪里，我又怎么如何了脱了痛苦，我只想跟大家说这个分享佛教的那个教导，然后对我们的帮助。
Are my sentences too long? Should I make them shorter? Okay, I'll try. I'll start out with a story because stories are something that we remember well.
然后我现在要跟大家分享一个就是大家可能比较容易记得的一个故事。
And the story is not about a Buddhist saint, but about Catholic saint.
那他这个故事呢，不是关于佛教的圣人，而是一个天主教的圣人。
It's actually about somebody born in Yugoslavia. Before Yugoslavia was a country from Greece to Austria. Nowadays that country is divided in many small countries. And in one of the towns of Yugoslavia, the name was Skopje, was born Mother Teresa, who became a Catholic saint later.
那这个故事呢是在讲一位诞生在南斯拉夫的一个圣者。那期间呢，这个虽然是在南斯拉夫诞生，不过后来这个国家就被分裂了。那这个地方也就是圣母玛利亚所居住的地方。
And she was interviewed probably many times, but in one of the interviews that I had a chance to read, apparently the journalist was asking her the question, Mother, when you pray, what do you say to God?
那圣母玛利亚她接受过很多采访，然后其中呢有一个问题问她当你在向上帝祷告的时候，你是祷告些什么呢？
And then she looked at him and says, I do not say anything, I just listen.
然后圣母玛利亚就看着那个发问的人，然后她就说：“其实我并没有问他任何东西。”
Then the journalist
我只是在聆听。
Then the journalist was surprised, but he came up with another question. He said, Oh, you don't say anything, you just listen. So what is God telling you, or what is He talking to you?
那这个记者就更就是很好奇了，他就是说：“哦，你没有向上帝问问题，只是在聆听。那你听到上帝跟你说些什么呢？”
And then she answered, The God doesn't say anything, He just listens.
然后他就说：“上帝没有跟我说任何东西，他也只是在聆听。”
So this in a way connects Christian prayer, if it's done in a very kind of deep way, with the Buddhist meditation, because we are also, especially what we call Quantum tradition, is actually hearing the sound or opening your hearing capacity, your ability to hear others. And we see that also in other religions they do that.
那这个教导其实就把那个基督教跟佛教的那个禅修融合起来了，就是在观音禅中呢，我们也教导说要聆听，然后开启你的就是聆听的力量。
So that connects Buddhism with Christianity, and our ability to listen is something that with the good practice we have to develop.
然后这个聆听的力量是一个相当重要的部分，就是在我们修行的当中，我们要就是启发这个聆听。
So if somebody asks me, what am I doing now in Serbia, teaching people who are not really Buddhists, who are just learning about Buddhism, my answer is actually I'm listening a lot. I spend a lot of time just listening to what these people have to say, not trying to make some doctrine and just give them more, but learn to listen to what they have to say.
那很多人呢曾经问我就是在塞尔维亚的时候，如何教导当地的人？那我的回答是，其实我花很多时间就是在聆听他们，而不是说把一些经教然后教给他们。
And it's really because I noticed that so many people have a strong desire to tell others how they feel, what is painful, what is difficult in their life. So they don't come and say, oh, just give me something, but they first of all, that's a first step, they have to say things, and they want to see somebody who sits there and listens carefully.
那因为很多人呢，他们前来的时候呢，就很想告诉我他们有的痛苦，他们的遭遇。那在这个时候呢，最重要我们就是要聆听他们的声音。
And if you're able to do that, if somebody really, if we develop capacity to be present, to look them in the eye, to absorb what they say without judgment, without saying, oh, you're weak, you're bad, how can you do this? Just listening, then they begin to trust us. They develop some kind of faith because it's very rare to meet people who really listen. When they meet somebody who listens, they trust that person.
那这个是非常重要的，因为当我们去聆听别人，在了解他们所面对的困难与痛苦的时候，那对方呢就会开始相信我们，而且会建立信心。
Yeah, faith, 信心, right? So, having developed faith, then you can teach them. Before that, just giving them more material, more teachings, more ideas is not very useful. People have to empty themselves in order to be able to receive something.
所以呢，这个的重要性就是要让对方把他们的心声都倾诉出来，然后他们才可以就是吸收跟接受我们的教导。
So that we can put it under one, learning how to listen, not talk but listen. Number 2, yeah, you can repeat that.
所以这个第一点是很重要的，就是要学会如何的聆听。
Number 2, for many years I was very suspicious. I had doubts whether I could actually teach people. And the reason is I felt I'm imperfect. I don't have qualities.
那这第二点呢，就是我在很长的一段时间，我对自己其实是有抱着一种怀疑的，就是说我到底能不能够好好的就是教导众生，就是因为我觉得自己有很多的缺点和短处。
Then there is one story about Tibetan Buddhist practices where they say you have to start imagining that you are a Buddha. And if you imagine that you are a Buddha, slowly you actually become a Buddha.
那在西藏有一个教导，就是说你要想象自己是像佛一样，那么久而久之呢，那你也会就是觉得成为一个佛。
Then I read from one doctor who became later a Buddhist in Tibetan tradition. He said that in his experience that is very much true, because he remembers that when he was a student of medicine, there were some young people who were always kind of pretending or behaving as if they know everything. And then he said at the end, they really became the best doctors. These people who believed themselves completely.
那他也读过一本书，就是一个藏传的一个医生，他有就是接触到一些年轻的医生，然后他们对自己是充满了自信，就觉得自己很棒很了不起，然后结果果然他们真的是成为了很棒的医生。
So I pushed myself a little bit into a situation of being a teacher. Despite all of my doubts and feelings of imperfection, I start going to places, giving talks, meeting people, organizing retreats, and so on. And somehow, just through doing this, I start learning better and better how to actually do the teacher's job.
那就因为听了这个故事的启发呢，我就开始就是虽然知道自己有很多就是不及之处，我还是就是不断的去带领禅修，不断的跟别人接触，然后进而然后就让自己呢去从事这个教导的工作。
Yeah. In other words, in order to learn to swim, you have to throw yourself into the river. You cannot think and calculate how to do this. You just throw yourself, you develop faith while doing that.
那就好像我们如果要学游泳的话，最好的方法就是跳进那个游泳池里面，然后对自己有信心，然后就开始游。
And also just really realizing that nothing in this world is perfect. And I came to know some very great teachers who benefited many beings. But if I look at their lives, even Oh Kwang Sunim, who was our common teacher, but you can see many mistakes he was making. He was not afraid of that. And then he just kept doing better and better and became a great teacher. So we shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes.
其实呢，我们大家都知道自己不是一个完人，那就好像松山禅师这样，虽然就是他也是不断的一直在尝试，一直不断的去做，然后期间虽然也犯了很多错误，不过他就是通过一直去做呢，然后越做越好。
So that's a second point, like developing courage, developing confidence, or believing yourself. We say in Zen, believe yourself.
那以上呢就是在讲了要就是建立那个信心，还有那个信念，然后不断就是要相信自己。
There is another interesting story that illustrates that. As I said, stories are very good to keep your attention and to give you something to... Everything else you'll forget, but the story you remember. The story about a Tibetan teacher, again, I'm not from Tibetan tradition, but there are nice stories from that tradition. So when he was very small, the name of that teacher was Trungpa. He had many attendants because he was a very important monk. But you know, in Tibet they find a kid and then they make him something special. So he had attendants and they were going through some village.
OK， 那接下来我再跟大家分享另外一个故事，因为故事都比较容易记哦。然后这个另外一个故事呢，就是也是讲一个藏传的一个法师，那他从小呢就被就是选成就是一个转世的老师。
转世老师 I thought I understood these two words. Maybe not. Okay, then going through the village, they saw a very big dog. Tibetans have a really big Tibetan shepherd that is about this size, almost like a small cow. Very big. And that dog was barking and really trying to break the chain that he was held back. And everybody was quite afraid. But they were passing maybe some 15-20 meters from that dog.
那这位童年的藏传法师呢，他们有一回就跟他的团队就经过一个村庄，然后村庄里面呢就有一只很大的狗，那只狗的那个高度就好像有一点像一头小牛这么大只，那他就那只狗好像想要挣脱他的枷锁这样。
Now at one point, as they already passed the dog for some little distance, the chain really broke and the dog started running towards them.
那后来他们差不多要离开那个村庄的时候呢，那只狗真的挣脱了那个枷锁，然后就开始往他们的方向跑去。
And all the attendants froze, just like were really afraid, except for that little Trungpa, little monk, who already had some training, but he was by nature very brave. So he started running, but not away from the dog, towards the dog.
那当这只大狗它就跑向这一群人的时候呢，它的随从就已经就是定住了，已经不知所措。然后这位童年的法师呢，他那时已经有一些已经开始修行，不过然后他就其实也蛮勇敢的，就是他开始跑，不过他不是跑离那只狗，他是跑向那只狗。
And then, to everybody's surprise, the dog, being totally surprised, he just stopped, put the tail between his legs, turned around and ran away from him.
那他这个举动呢，就把那只狗吓了一跳了，然后那只狗就夹着尾巴，然后就往另外一个方向跑走了。
So that's actually a real story. And then that particular young boy at that time became really famous monk later in America and had many thousands of people following him. And his main quality, the whole life, his main quality was courage. He was really not afraid to do what he needed to do, to go to any place, to talk to any people. He was like that.
那这位童年的法师之后长大了之后，就到美国那边弘法，而且有很多的学生跟信徒。那他毕生的就是教导呢，就是教育大家要有勇敢的心。
So that would be courage, that we have to a little bit push ourselves. It doesn't always come naturally. And actually for long time, I remember Oh Kwang Sunim, one of my teachers, was telling me, "Oh, you are waiting too long. You want to become perfect." He said, "I know your mind. You believe you should first become perfect and then teach." And he said, "This is not how it works. You have to teach and then start learning from your students and learning from situations and learning from mistakes."
那之前呢，禅师就是对我说：“哎呀，你这个等太久了，为什么你不能说等自己变成完美了，然后你才出来教导？你一定要先出来去做的时候，然后从中学习，然后就是从错误中进步。”
So courage we connect with strength or with something like really like that kind of quality, nothing can stop me. But there is also something that I start developing with getting a little old and a little more weak and just kind of feeling that less time is I have less time now. I'm kind of 55. I'm very fast, kind of getting old, and that also is something that is changing in me, changing my personality in a way that I'm becoming more gentle, more soft. Can you translate that?
其实我是在不断的。我觉得要不断的在激励自己。那现在其实我年龄也不小了，就55岁了。然后这个让我有一点改观，就是觉得说要抓紧时间，然后去从事这个事业。
Yeah, and softness is of course not the weak point. Softness is always good. We have to learn to be strong at some times and soft at many other times.
那在这个岁月的过程呢，就是说我就其实这个过程让我变得更柔软。其实柔软还有那个柔软的时候，我们也要有一定的那个韧度，就是要平衡。
So one of the things that is happening to me and that I don't feel afraid anymore is at times I have a strong wish to cry and I just allow my tears to come down. I don't feel like this is a big thing anymore. I feel that it's good to cry sometimes.
那有时呢，我有一些情绪，就是想要落泪，那我就让它自然就流泪就好了，然后不会说因为这个举动，然后觉得自己是懦弱的表现。
So maybe if you were taught about Arahat, then you may believe a Buddhist saint or a Buddhist teacher even should be somebody who has a wall around and then doesn't feel anything, and then he hears some sad stories, it doesn't touch him, he feels pain in the body, it doesn't touch him. But somehow I feel that, of course, one can be that kind of personality, but I feel my personality is to show emotions and to feel emotions and to just try to learn to not hold an emotion. That means if crying comes, I cry and let go and feel good after that. In fact, you feel better after crying. And if some nice feelings come, then I can also laugh and have a good time, but also let go.
那我们可能就是知道说阿罗汉大家可能是认为说他是不受外在任何东西影响，也不会有那个情绪的起伏。不过我本身觉得呢，就是如果我有任何情绪，如果就是遇到想哭的时候我就哭，需要如果碰到开心的事情那我就是也会开心，就好像哭完之后，其实让情绪抒发了之后，其实会更舒服。
Yeah, so I connect that very much with learning to feel compassion, and even compassion towards myself, but also that is not separated from the compassion towards other. If you know how to be soft with yourself, to feel sadness, then you will know how to feel the same for other beings. And being a teacher and just being actually a Buddhist, a Mahayana Buddhist, we must learn to connect with others emotionally, not just giving a method and making the wall and do, but learning how to become one. So Sungsan Sunim used to say, when other people cry, I feel sad. But we can also say, when other people cry, I can also cry.
那这个柔软心其实很重要，它不但能够让我们就是很直接的面对自己的情绪跟情感，然后呢，也可以跟别人就是了解他人的那个情绪，然后从那里我们就可以表现那个慈悲的一个表现。那
Yeah, so actually that means being able to open the heart and being able to feel for others. And that is not that we actually don't work on other qualities like developing stability and so on. Actually, if you have stability, you can allow these emotions to arise and then come to the strong center. But if you don't have stability, if people are just emotional, then that becomes problem. Then if you are always emotional, if you go like this all the time, then you have to work on samadhi or on strong center.
那在我们就是可以感受自己跟别人的情绪的当儿呢，我们也不可以太过被这个情绪所动摇或干扰。就是在这个时候呢，我们也要有就是建立起那个很强的，就是我们的那个中心点，然后不要就是随着外在，然后就是跟着一起动摇。
So that would be the third quality, or learning how to be soft, gentle, and how to feel, how to have feelings.
那这个就是第三个重点，就是要让自己可以变得更柔软，然后可以体会自己跟他人。
There is another thing that comes to mind, and I can probably close at that after I went back to the West, to my own country, I also go to Germany because there is a monk in Germany that I'm very close with, and we do a retreat together. Last winter, we did also 3 months sitting and having the schedule just like in Musangsa or similar, and then practicing like that. But the other period of time he teaches in Germany, sometimes comes to Serbia, and I sometimes go to different countries, but mostly I stay in Serbia. Yeah.
所以除了到西方弘法呢，其实我也经常到德国，因为德国那边我也有就是跟一个就是 在那边一起修行的一个团队我们一起就是共修，然后除此之外呢，我也在塞尔维亚也是有那个跟其他人一起共修。
And I would say both of us have like 20 years of practice or more. Actually, I have more. Both of us start feeling that the times that we are living in, the world situation, and I don't mean only politics. Politics is part of that, but also the historical period that we are going through is very shaky, changing, and very important for the future of humanity. In the way of ecological problems that we face, in the way of the competition between the superpowers, that means a possibility of a nuclear disaster, and in the way how people live their lives and how the democracy is being actually obstructed, and the gap between rich and poor arises, and so on. So many of the issues that you can hear about for the first time, because many years I didn't care about that, but I started becoming more aware and I care more about that than before.
那跟我一起就是共修的有一道友，就是我们一起共修了大概有20年的时间。那我们之间就是觉得说在现在这个时代呢，我们刚好碰到了就是有很多环境的危机，也有那个就是国与国之间的就是他们的那个竞争，还有一些甚至是战争的事情。那么以前呢，我就比较少去关注这样的事情。不过近期间呢，我觉得我开始越来越关注了。
Because I feel that nobody should really say, "I'll let other people solve this." It's a common problem. We are now connected through different media, and the times are such that we have some people leading the countries who are really not responsible. If everybody just keep quiet, they can easily destroy the world. And we also have the business people who just want money, and if nobody say anything against that, they may also destroy the world, just, like not caring about environment, not caring about people. So people who have awareness, who practice, who want to see justice and good life, peaceful life primarily, have to somehow respond. Of course, I don't plan to go into politics, but if I see that something is not right, as a spiritual person, as a Buddhist, I feel I have to say this is not right. I shouldn't just keep quiet and meditate. That's how I feel, at least.
那身为一个修行者呢，我觉得我不应该就是只是管自己的修行，然后就对周遭的东西就是好像视而不见，或者是认为其他人会去解决那个问题。就好像有时我们看到一些富商，他们可能为了那个达到他们的利益，然后破坏环境，还有做等等的那些就是对环境不利的东西。那身为一个修行者，就是说我们也应该做一些反应，而不是只是就是置身事外，然后继续顾自己的修行而已。
And so what I did actually yesterday, one interesting thing, I was in a bookshop and there was a globe, the planet Earth, that was rotating like this. They made it somehow some solar energy. She receives that solar energy and it rotates like this. And it's the planet made like from, how would you say, like a shot taken from above, from the, I forgot the name of that, but it's done very well. And I decided to buy that, even though it wasn't very cheap. I decided to buy it and to put on the altar in where I live, and to somehow, together with bowing to the Buddha, I feel a need to somehow show respect to the planet, because I feel that the planet is really not in a very good shape, and that we are all responsible. And I want to, my awareness about that problem, I want to keep all the time in front of me.
那我昨天经过一个书局，那书局里面呢有卖一个地球仪。那地球仪呢，它是用那个太阳能来转动的。然后我觉得它很美，然后我就决定把它买下来了。然后买下来之后呢，我就供在那个佛台前面，来就是提醒自己说，这个地球所发生的事情，我们都是要尽我们的责任，来就是来做一些保护，然后这个就是一个很好的，就是让我不断来可以让我提醒到我要做这样的工作。
I mean here primarily that problem of climate change that we all now feel. It's not a joke anymore. We had a summer in my own country that was not so hot. The last summer was 40 degrees Celsius. It was burning, and I was talking to people who live there, who are working agriculture, and they say they never experienced such heat before in their lives. They said, now you cannot go during the day to work, because if you work, you really have problem. So it's happening everywhere. I heard that also in tropical countries you had too much rain and so on. So climate change is not a joke. In less than 10 years, it is going to affect our lives tremendously. Just wait and you'll see.
那在这个地球呢，其实有很多事情在发生，就好像那个气候的变化。在我的国家那里呢，好像比如说那个夏天的时候，就那个热。那个温度就达到了40摄氏度，然后它的热就是好像会已经影响了那些当地耕种的那些农夫，他们觉得说已经很难在这种烈日当下就是继续的耕田，这样这个气候的暖化呢，其实不止在一个地方，而且是在全球各地，好像一些地区他们下雨的时候，那个雨量又太多。那其实这些都是在未来的10年以内都会对每个人有很大的影响。
Human beings have destroyed the planet largely, and why we did it? Because we want profit, we want GDP, we want more easy life, being more rich, being more powerful. But actually this is now, at this point of history, we really have to start changing that. And I feel that as a Buddhist monk, I'm one of the first people to talk publicly about that, and to try to make people aware, because it's a very basic mistake. It's like we want more money, which is basically paper, and we destroy everything around us. At the end, we will have the paper, but we will have nothing else than that. Who can live with that? So I become very conscious of that problem, because I spend a lot of time in nature, and I see how nature is changing. Nature is a lot polluted, dying. Many of that is dying, and it's very difficult even now to repair that, but at least we should start doing that.
那这个地球呢，其实已经遭受了很大的那个破坏。人们为了就是达到我们的那个经济增长，不断的在破坏地球，所以我觉得要就是出来分享这个事情，要让大家更 就是知道，就是我们周遭的环境，就是发生的这些地球的那个转变的状况。因为我在就是比较靠近那个就是生态环境的地方，就是有在那边活动修行，所以我对这个气候的转变是非常有接触到，而且必须要跟大家分享的一个部分。
So thinking about the lessons that I learned from the last few years of living among non-Buddhists, not even in the monastery, but being more active, are these teachings of learning to listening, learning courage or becoming more brave, learning to be also soft and to feel emotions at time, and becoming more socially aware. What's happening with the universe, what's happening with the planet, with the society is also important.
那以上呢，我就是跟大家分享了我所就是学习到的4个很重要的部分。就是第一呢，就是要聆听，然后建立那个勇敢，然后也要保持一个柔软的心，还有跟就是我们的环境要有所接触跟体会跟了解。
It's about 40 minutes, and I would really like to hear some comment from your side, or some question, or something that you would like to say. I know that oftentimes Chinese people don't like to say anything, like only teacher can talk. But it is, we live in times that are different, and the dialogue is very important. It's not just listening, but like, what do you think about this? What do you feel about what I say? Or also, if something that I said was not clear, then try to ask questions to make clear, please.
Your talk is very inspiring because it is from your own experience.
Thank you.
And when you talk about listening to your students,
Mm.
we have about 10 students.
Mm.
And if everybody wants to talk, how do you deal with their talking?
Oh yeah, very easily.
OK， 所以现在法师呢是邀请大家可以就是提出你们的问题，或者是对于刚才他所讲述的东西，可以做一个交流，可以说出你们的看法。那位这位师兄他是觉得说法师的那个分享是很好的，比方说那个聆听的部分。所以如果有一个状况就是说比如说有10个同学，然后一起想就是很多东西要分享，一起想要提出来，那请问法师要怎么样控制这个场面呢
Very easily, because you actually have to be very clear. So compassion doesn't mean you're not clear. People talk, at the same time you say stop, you talk, then okay, you talk. So everybody gets some time to talk. Some things have to be talked personally, in like only 2 people. Then you create situation when that is possible. But generally, compassion and wisdom have to help each other. If you are just very soft and very kind to people, that is called idiot compassion. Means you are like idiot, you just love everybody and people can do stupid things and you don't care. But actually clear compassion means keep clear. When I see somebody is making some funny things, I tell him, don't do that, that's stupid, what are you doing? Then, you cut through some things, somebody pretending, somebody try to be close to you because he wants something from you. You have to learn and to, at that time you make a wall between. If somebody is like fake, then you say, don't do that. If you do it, I'm not going to talk to you. That's also compassion. Then he has a choice. He wants to change, or he is maybe angry and goes away. Okay, go away, no problem. because I'm not interested to hold somebody, and I'm not interested to kick somebody out. But you have to make clear what is correct, what is not correct, what is honest, what is dishonest.
如果有这个状况呢，我会运用慈悲还有智慧来面对。就如果是比如说10个人同时想要说话的时候，我会叫他们停下来一个一个慢慢讲你先讲还是什么。然后面对不同的人，比方说有一些是想要从你身上得到一些东西，然后你就要要施展你的慈悲跟智慧，然后就是在有一些情况，可能就是说要跟他树立一个分界，就是不可能什么人来我们都会好像要去拥抱他们，还是就是跟他们建立什么关系，这样就是要很清楚面对任何的关系。
It's wonderful that you can repeat all that I said, because even I wouldn't be able to repeat second time the same. Probably not. Okay. If anybody else, please, do you have something to ask or to say?
I want to apologize something
Oh.
about translation. It's my mistake.
Please, yeah.
I said Tauha is a 转世，那个佛佛 is my mistake. Actually，那个他只是讲说那个出家众，所以不是那个转世的佛佛。I want to apologize.
Okay. So something about translation, yeah. Yeah, please.
Venerable, you bring a very important point about the care for the planet Earth. I think most of us at this moment feels that Mother Earth and environment or me, myself and Earth are separate. We always regard it separate. So if we were to bring this Mother Earth within us, it means I am Mother Earth is me. Then this thing will be connected, because most of us from young has lost touch with nature. Because all of us are born on urban place, so our ground, our feet has not touched nature, so there's always a loss of contact with nature. So I think this present world probably has a disconnect with nature and us. So how would you actually bring awareness or encourage more people to think that way? Because I think we are going into a very serious, damage to the earth. And then there's a lot of indicators, things that even now in Antarctica we found that there are plastics floating in Antarctica, so these sort of things. It's actually a very important alarm bell.
Do you need to translate? Yeah.
这位师兄的问题是，刚才法师就是跟大家分享了一个很好的意思，就是那个环保。所以其实，在新加坡，我们跟环境是有一点距离的，因为我们住在那个高楼大厦，可能没有直接的跟大自然就是很经常的互动。那么对于这样的情况呢，请问法师应该就是会怎么样就是鼓励大家对环境的那个提高那个对环境保护的那个意识呢
？Yeah, most of us are born on asphalt, on concrete, and somehow we feel comfortable when we are in that environment.
不错，这个你说的不错，就是我们现在就是生活在很多就是高楼大厦里面。然后很难就是体会那个地球，我们的地球跟环境。
And nowadays I feel actually I live in a place that is natural between two mountains and a river is there, and I can feel I can see sometimes people coming from the city. And I can feel their discomfort, like, oh, maybe there are some snakes there. Oh, maybe, if things are not very clean for cooking and so on, maybe you are going to get sick from this and so on. But actually never happened. I spent quite a long time living in nature, and I cannot say that anything really bad happened. It's just in our head that kind of fear that something will bite you, that you will get some diseases, that you will have problems with things from nature.
那我在我的故乡，我生长的地方，其实就是有山脉，然后还有就是溪水，然后我可以感觉到，就是好像一些外来的人，他们可能从城市的地方过来，然后我可以看得出他们其实有一些焦躁不安，这样就是会担心这里会不会有蛇啊，会不会被东西咬到啊，然后如果煮东西吃会不会不清洁啊，会不会不干净，然后吃了被肚子痛这样子。
That principle number 2 applies in here also, meaning courage. If you make step into nature, and the more time you spend there, the better you feel with nature. That's my experience. And if you have fears, like many people have fears of snakes. That's an inborn feeling. Many people. I know very few people who are totally free from that. But if you go and live in the place with many snakes, you will be free. The fear will go away. And I tell you that because I did that. I went to Thailand. I lived in a Thai forest. Completely in Thai forest, and there is no protection. You go into the wooden house where snakes can go easily through the wall because there are big holes. And after 2 years of living like that, you just feel what's the big deal? I mean, snakes are not running after you. You just have to be careful where you put leg, where you put your hand, but snakes are okay. You cannot learn that from a book. You have to go there and try to do that.
那刚才呢，我跟大家分享，就是说要就是培养那个勇敢的心，就是其实有很多人就是很怕这个蛇啊，到了大自然的时候，就很害怕会踩到蛇被蛇咬，其实。我想跟大家说的就是，你越在大自然生活久了之后，其实你会越自在，会跟大自然就是很好的相处。那好像之前我在泰国的时候，就是在那个就是真的是很大自然的环境，那边就有其实很多蛇出没，然后在那边就是一段时间过后，我就是已经没有什么好怕的，就是你只要它那个其实那蛇是不会来故意来找你，然后伤害你这样，就是你只要知道说就是哪里该走，哪里不要去的地方，就是其实你就可以跟这个大自然的环境，包括这些蛇呢，可以很好的相处。
Connected to that, I'll just like to add a little story about one. I believe he was a psychologist who was treating children from the age of maybe 10 to 14, 15. And his way of treating them was to take them for a quite long walking through the mountains in America. That was happening in America.
那现在要讲另外一个就是心理辅导师。那他的辅导方式就是带好像这些小孩子到自然环境去好像走动，就是好像爬山啊之类。
And these children were spending too much time with their phones, computers, and the rest. And their parents would bring them to the doctor because they were nervous, they were impatient, they were having strong emotions, they were kind of not connected to reality, so they would bring such kids to that doctor.
那其实有很多家长呢，就是知道他们有些他们的小孩好像就是把时间花在玩那个电脑啊、电动游戏方面，然后就跟那个自然有点脱节。然后在这个时候呢，他们就会把他们的孩子呢带来给这位医生，让他们可以重新的去跟自然接触。
So his treatment was like this. He would ask them to bring a backpack with them with some warm clothes and some kind of something for eating, and he had the way he organized them. And then he would tell them at the beginning of that trek, that would be actually trekking through the mountains, he would tell them, okay, now your parents are away, we are walking for 7 days through the mountains, and you have a choice. If you want to do things in your way and not listen to me, then you can die. And if you listen to me, then you have to carefully just follow the instructions of walking and stopping at certain point, eating in nature, seeing things around you, being careful about who is in front of you, who is behind you. When there are some dangerous places, being careful of the danger.
那这个心理治疗师呢，就会带这群孩子，就是教他们带一个背包，然后带一些食物，然后就开始他们这个好像比如说一个7天的行程，然后就会对他们说你将会在就是这个7天呢，我们就会一起去爬山。然后呢，你有2个选择，一个就是如果你不听我的指示，你可能会遇到危险，可能会有生命的危险。然后不然呢，就是跟着我的指示呢，然后我们一起就是一起走，然后到一个休息站呢，我们可以一起在那边用餐，就是欣赏那边的环境，然后就是一起去度过这个行程。
After 7 days, they would go through difficult situations. There would be a lot of sweating, a lot of effort. And after 7 days, they would come to the other side of the big mountain, and their parents would hardly be able to recognize them. They would be totally different kids. Because they learn, at that time, they learn that life is serious, that life is not a joke. They have to be mindful. They have to really take care of the moment and somehow help each other. And that experience, even though very short, was life transforming for many of these kids. That's what I heard.
那这个爬山的经验呢，对这些孩子其实有很大的一个心理转变的，就是因为爬山的时候有很多东西要注意哦，如果要不当心的话，可能会就是遇到危险还是之类的东西，所以他们经过了这个7天的行程，到了山峰的另外一边，然后他们的父母看到他们，其实哇，就觉得他们真的是好像变了一个人这样，因为他们已经经历了这个7天的训练，就是变得比较注意当下，因为他们时时刻刻要很清楚自己当下的处境，因为在这个爬山的环境是要不但要注意自己周围的环境，而且还有周围的朋友的安全。
So there is something really wonderful about nature, and you could say healing, something that human beings need to reconnect with nature, and then the healing work happens by itself, just by making that contact. There is no particular recipe for that. I cannot tell you how you can do it, but if you go and try, then I believe everybody finds the way to reconnect with the nature.
所以通过这样子跟到大自然那里回到大自然，其实就可以治愈很多很多东西。就是我不能告诉你说要怎么去做，你就是要自己去尝试。
Also, when you walk through nature, my experience is that you practically never, and I mean really a little deeper nature, my experience is that you never meet people who are angry or upset or nervous. Whenever you meet a person deep in the nature, you find somebody who is really open and happy to see you, which is also an interesting experience.
那另外一个很有趣的体验就是在大自然里面，通常我们也会碰到其他人，然后你很少会碰到一些焦躁不安的人，通常他们都是心胸都很开阔的，很愉快的经验。
So concluding the whole thing, because we are running out of time, a little bit, not too much, but the Buddhist work of developing the mind of compassion and wisdom of the Buddha, and this work that I believe a modern Buddhist like us, like you in Singapore, like me in Serbia or anywhere where people are not living the life 1,000 years ago, this is a new situation. We have to learn to combine these two things. You work on your mind, you work on your practice, but you also understand some things about life, about ecology, about nature, and this has to come hand in hand. We live in such times that it's necessary, because it's not the same as at the time of Buddha or Linchi Zen Master or somebody like that.
再来总结一下，就是说，佛陀的教导我们慈悲跟智慧，我们要一起运用它，然后把它落实在我们的修行当中，就是要不断的跟我们的环境、我们的人还有那个大自然接触，然后运用这个慈悲跟智慧，落实我们的那个修行。
Yeah, so let's practice and attain enlightenment and save all beings. Thank you.
祝福大家。